So we are live now. Great. So hello everyone. I'm hoping you guys are doing great. And this session is about the art of dataset creation, as you can see in the title. So in the next like half an hour to 45 minutes, we are going to discuss about how dataset creation can be done. What are the different ways we are having to create a dataset, and we are going to work on a live project this time. And I'm also going to share with you the codes of whatever we are going to write in this particular session in the span of next 30 minutes to 45, 30 to 45 minutes. My name is Ashish Jangra. I'm one of the educator at uh, Geeks for Geeks in data science domain. I'm training student from last 3 years, from data analysis to visualizations to data science to machine learning, AI, and deep learning. And this session, as we have discussed, we are going to discuss about the dataset creation. So quickly, guys, let me know in the chats, like show me some enthusiasm, and also share uh, this session with some of your peers who want to learn data science and who want to learn how data science, how dataset creation part is important, how much important it is. Most of the students are missing this part in the field of data analytics, in the field of data science. Most of the time, you are having the dataset already with you. Okay, the company is going to provide it with you, but in a lot of cases it will happen that you are not going to have the data set. What if you want to perform a competitor analysis? So in these kind of cases, you will not have the data set with you. You need to create the data set by yourself. Okay, so in this session, what we are going to do, this is a website, okay, open library. What we are going to do, this website, if I'm going ahead, so this particular website is having a lot of books. To be more specific, around 10 lakh books, if I'm not wrong. And in this particular books, in this particular website, we are having the detail of the books, different details of the book. For example, if I go ahead with one of the book, for example, if I'm going to the illustrated Origin of Species by Darwin. So this is a book, okay. So we are having the detail of the author, the title, when it was published, and the published date, the publisher, language, number of pages, and these are the different subjects we are having about that. And apart from that, we are having a lot of details about the book. Okay. So let's suppose if I want to create a data set which is having the list of all the books in open library, what you need to do? You need to write an algorithm that can fetch that data for you. You are not going to copy and paste all the data one by one in Excel. You are going to write an algorithm which will go to this website, find the links of all the different categories, and after that fetch the data of from those pages. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to write the code to do the same. Okay, and for reference, what we have done, if I'm refreshing it, okay, let me restart the kernel. So we are going to write all the codes on Google Colab. Okay, and Google Colab is basically an environment where you can write the code on the server, not on a local system. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to write the code on Google Colab only. So here you can see if I'm taking this link. Okay, so this is going to be a 3-step process. First of all, we are going to discuss how we can fetch the data from one page. Then we are going to discuss how we can fetch the data from multiple links. And at the end, I'm going to share the code with you, which will basically scrape the data from the website of all the books. Okay. So without wasting any time, let's jump ahead. So here you can see this is the link we are having. Okay. Let me be a bit free. Okay. So here you can see this is the page we are having. Now what we are going to do, I have created this particular notebook. Okay, or basically Google Colab. How you can open Google Colab is it is pretty simple. You can search on Google of Google Colab. Okay, go to first link, and all you need to do is click on new notebook, and it will create a new notebook for you where you can start writing the code. Okay, and here you can see it's being done. And if any one of you is having any doubt at any point of time, do let me in the chats. Okay, Ray is saying I'm so excited. I am too. Great. So let's do one thing now. Let's start writing the code. Okay, so here you can see there's the code to mount the Google Drive. So yes, you can also mount the Google Drive here as I have done it, and I'm going to share with you how you can let me show you first of all. Okay, so this is a sample data set. This is the data set, a sample data set of the whole data set that is there. I have scraped it and upload it on Google Drive. The whole code is automated. It is going to scrape the data and load it on Google Drive. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to load this data.csv and see how that part works. Okay, and for that purpose, I'm going to my Google Drive. I have integrated the Google Drive here, and I'm going to copy the path. Okay, and just load the path here. And if I'm printing data frame, let's wait for it to load because it is a pretty huge file. Just want to give you a glimpse how the data set looks. Okay, so here you can see this particular data set file. This is not the whole data set, by the way. It is just having 1,59,000, means almost 1,60,000 books data. So what's the data we are having? We are having the title of the book, the author, category, publisher, title ID, author ID, all the things I'm going to show you. What are these? The category is the book status. Okay, the publisher, we are having the description of the book, we are having reading status, 0 want to read, 0 currently reading. So here's some of the details that we are having. You can pre-process the data set further. Now what we are going to do, let's discuss how the web scraping part can be done. So here what I have done, I have imported a couple of libraries, time library, so that if you are sending the request, in between sending two requests, if you want to have some delay, you can use time. A request is basically help you to send the request on this particular link. And after that, numpy to create a numpy array, same pandas to create a data frame. TQDM is something I'll tell you once we proceed further. Beautiful Soup is a library which will help you once you have sent the request and you have got the data, how you can proceed further with this, how you can find from the web page where is the title, where is the publisher name, where is the author name, how you can find that. For that purpose, we are going to use Beautiful Soup. And Google Drive .collab, I'm importing Drive, and if I am executing it, it will basically help you to mount the Google Drive on your Google Colab. This will basically use so that if, let's suppose, for any reason the code stops, okay, or the kernel stops, so whatever the last thing that you have done on the data set, it will be automatically solved on your Google Drive. That's why I have mounted Google Drive. Okay, so pretty simple what we are going to do. So first is the single page scrapper. For single page scrapper, just let me know if you want me to zoom a little bit in, or is that fine? If you want me to zoom a little bit in, just let me know. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm sending the request on this particular link. This link is something I've got from here. Okay, because so far I'm going to write the code for a single web page, and then we are going to write, okay, but how I can automate the process to download to scrape the data of all the pages of a particular category. Let's suppose in archaeology we are having 13,104 books. How I can collect the data of all of them? Okay, and then how we can collect the data of throughout the data set. For that purpose as well, we are having the code. I'm going to share this particular link with you at the end of the session. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm sending the request on this particular link and I'll get a response. Okay, and in response, what you will get the whole web page. For example, if I'm printing R, okay, which is the response. So here you can see what is this. Response is 200. What is response 200 means? Response 200 means you have sent the request and you've got the response successfully. Okay, if I'm writing response.text, this will return you a whole HTML file. Okay, HTML file of that page. And here you can see some of the things, the origin of this pieces. This is exactly page that I was talking about, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this text and convert it into a soup through Beautiful Soup, because in Beautiful Soup, a lot of things are already defined. All you need to do is import those things and find the thing that you want. Okay, so what I am doing, I have done this like soup is equals to this, and if I'm printing soup, so this is printing kind of the same thing, but in a better manner. Okay, the HTML tags, the UL, li, div tag, we are going to discuss about how we can find that. Okay, if I'm printing in a nutshell.text, okay, this will print you the whole text. Okay, so if I click on this, here you can say this is the text on the web page. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to find different things about this. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go here, and what I can do, I'm having an option to double tap and inspect. If you click on inspect, it will open the inspect window. So let's suppose I want to fetch the name. Okay, so here you can see to fetch the name, the name is in the h1 tag. Okay, so here you can see the name is in the h1 tag. You can click on this particular icon as well, and wherever you go it will return you. Okay, so this is in h1 tag. So what you can do, you can search for h1 tag. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll go back, I'll write soup dot find the h1 tag. If I'm executing it, it will return you the first h1 tag. Okay, now if for any reason there are multiple h1 tags, I can write find all h1. So this will return you a list of all the h1 tags there. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so let's suppose, so this is the h1 tag. Now what you can see, this is the h1 tag, this is the class work title. You can go back and check. Okay, this is the same class, item prop name, and inside that we are having the text. This is the text. So what I can do, I can write dot text. So what it will do, in whatever tag, if I'm writing dot text, it will return you the text inside that. So what I have got a string. If for any reason there are some extra spaces in front or at the back, what I can do, I can write strip so that all the extra spaces will be removed. Okay. This is what is this? This is nothing but the title. Simple. So what I can do, I can print the title. Simple. Now let's suppose if I'm changing, okay, let's scrap 2 or 3 more things, and after that we are going to change it. Okay, so if I want to scrape the details of the author, so what I can do, I can go inside this h2 tag, and here you can see we are having anchor tag. So what I will do, I'll fetch the h2 tag, or I can directly search for the anchor tag as well. Okay, so let's search for the anchor tag. Oh, okay, let's go for h2 tag with the class, this one. Okay, now if I'm searching for h2 tag, just watch carefully. Okay, if I'm going for soup dot find the h2 tag, in h2 tag, here you can see Charles Darwin is there, and this is the anchor tag. Okay, and in anchor tag you are having author. What is this? This is nothing but the author detail. Okay, so let's divide this into 2 parts. If I'm writing, if I want to fetch this, the text written inside that, what I can do, I will write dot text, and at the end I'll write dot strip as well. This is nothing but, so this is mentioning by Charles Darwin. Let's suppose I want to remove this by. Let's go back, and here you can see inside the anchor tag we are having the name, and by something which is outside it. Okay, like to show it to you carefully again. So here you can see h2 tag is starting here, closing here. Anchor tag is starting here, closing here. Okay, now for this purpose, I'm hoping you are having a basic understanding how HTML works. Okay, so that's why that's only when you will have an understanding on that. I'm hoping you are already having an understanding of HTML. If not, so HTML is basically, so if I'm going to this web page, okay, so to write a div, to write an image, to write a text, to write these icons, to post the image, to post a video, for everything, even for drawing the line, we need to write the code. Okay, and HTML and CSS is used in this particular case. For example, to write big bold text, we will use H1. To write the text, but in a bit smaller size, I'll go with H2. To write links, we are having anchor tag, which start with A. So that's why we are having different tags. So what I'll do, soup.find H2, and inside that, what I will do, once I found H2, inside this, I'll find an H tag. Okay, dot find the anchor tag, sorry. Now inside the anchor tag, I'll go with dot text. And this is the name of the author. So what I can do, write dot strip, and this whole thing is nothing but comes under the author. Okay. So now I'm having the title, now I'm having the author. Okay. So if I'm executing it, here you can see we are having the title, we are having the author. What if I want to scrape something more? Okay, I want to know about, now there might be a case that there are multiple authors with the same name, but they are totally different people. Okay, different people might have same name. So how the data, how in the database we can say, okay, this is a different Charles Darwin than the other. So for that purpose, we are having something called as the author ID. Every author is having the your unique ID. Okay, so in the anchor tag, inside the anchor tag, we are having the href, and in the href we are having Charles Darwin. Now what is this link? If I'm copying this link, go back and in openlibrary.org slash, if I'm writing this author slash the slash Charles Darwin, it will open the details of Charles Darwin. This is the ID of the author. Every author is having unique ID. Every book is having unique ID. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to take dot get the reference. What it will do, it will return you this particular reference link as a string. Now I can add it with a prefix, and the prefix is this. I can add it with a prefix. If I am executing it, here you can see this is the data. So what I can do, I can print the whole thing. If I'm executing it, it will print the link. So if I open this link, it will automatically open the Charles Darwin page. I'm also telling you the structure of the website, okay, how things are done. So what I'll do, this whole thing will become the link. Okay, so I'm moving all the things here, and at the end, I am just printing the link. Okay. So if I'm doing it here, you can see this is the name of the author, this is the link, and this is the link. I'm hoping you are clear with it. Okay, but still, if any one of you is having any doubt at any point of time, do let me know. Now, what's next? Once we are having that, okay, so here you can see if I'm changing the link, let's suppose I want to go with some other book. Okay, let's go with, uh, let's see some recommendations you must be having. So here you can see, let's suppose I want to go with the origin of species. I'm copying this link, pasting it here, just changing everything here, execute it. And if I'm executing it, here you can see the origin of species, Charles Darwin. And if I open this link, this is what it is showing you. Okay. So along with that, what you can do. So I'm just going to give you a glimpse of how you can scrape different data. Okay. So for example, if you want to scrape the image link, so what you can do, you can search for the image. Okay, so here you can see in the image, item prop image, source is this one. This is having the image. Okay, and you can go a step above. So here you can see there is a div. So what you can do, you can search for a div with the class this particular cover. Okay, let's do that as well. So what I'll do, I write soup dot find the div with class is equal to srpc cover. So what will happen, there are chances that there might be multiple divs with the same thing. Okay, so for example, if I go back here, so there might be multiple divs here. Okay, because I'm searching for a div. Okay, let's be clear here. So let's suppose if I'm searching for a div, so this is the first div. Okay, and if I'm searching for, if I want to search for all the divs that are there are thousands of divs. So which div I was talking about? I'm talking about a div whose class is this one. So what I'll do, if I'm copying this and pasting it here, for this we are having just one div. And in this div we are having an image tag. Inside that image tag, we are having the link of the cover. Okay, so if you want to know the cover as well, so what I can do, inside that I will find the which tag, the image tag. And inside that image tag, I'll get what? I'll get the source link, src. And this is the link of the image that we are having. Now what I can do, I can add a prefix here. And now I am copying this, pasting it in a new tab. Okay, at this point of time, this link is not opening. Okay, so let's, I think it is because of multiple links. Okay, let's give it a try this way. Okay, the page is not found. id.jpg. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's uh, rather than taking this particular link, let's try the different one. Okay, dot find cannot concatenate. Okay, so here let's so here we are having the dot jpeg link with L. Let's try this particular link. You can also type dot get src set. Okay, let's try this if this is working or not. Okay, this one is also not working. Okay, so I think we can proceed further with the anchor tag that can give you a link. So in anchor tag as well, we are having the H reference link, so you can try that as well. So this is basically help you to give the link. Okay, just try it once, and once that part is done, what should be next? Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to rather than printing the data for one link, okay, let's do it for multiple links. And to do it for multiple links, what I am going to do, I am going to take this particular, so if I'm going to open library, let's suppose, and I am taking any category of my choice. Let's suppose I want to go with the browse by subject. Okay, so I'm browsing by subject and I'm going for, let's suppose, archaeology. So in archaeology, here you can see we are having 13,104 works. Okay, so let me write it somewhere over here. If I click on those works, so this will give you a list of things, a list of books. Okay, here you can see the link, the name of the book, by whom it's written, when it was published, the editions. Okay, and similarly, there is a list of them. Okay, so let's suppose for this particular link, if I want to fetch the data of all those books, okay, because earlier I was going to one link and fetching the data. Now I'm going to 20 links. On one page we are having 20 of them, and now we want to fetch the data. So what I will do, because this is just a simple scraper that I was talking about. Okay, now I am going to deal with fetching book links. Okay. So what I'll do, this is the link that we are having. Now what I'll do the exact same thing, but with this link this time. So can anyone tell me what I need to do next? Anyone, what I need to do next? If I'm printing soup, and let's go back. Now here what I need to do, I need to go to inspect, and I need to find from where I can find all the things. Okay, so for example, if I go to archaeology and the time it is opening, I'm opening this bar, and here you can see this is a div content body. Let me zoom a little bit out so that you will have a better understanding. Okay, so here you can see we are having this particular div. Okay, so in this particular div we are having all the books data. Okay, and in this particular div as well, if I talk about this particular div with id search result, this is having the details of all the books. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll search for div with this particular search id. Simple. So I'll search for the find the div with search id. Okay, with the search id, if I'm going, so the id is search result. Okay, so what I'll do, id underscore is equals to search result. Okay, I think it should be id. If I'm executing it, here you can see this is the data that I'm getting, okay, of search result. If I'm just writing dot text just to see what's the data that I'm getting, so here you can see we are having the data of the first book. This is exactly how the first book looks. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is exactly the first book is, and the worst of the Herbert is the second book, and here you can see you can find it. So that means this is having the whole data. Now what I need to do, I need to somehow fetch the data, go to all the books one by one. Now I'll go inside it. Here you can see this li tag is of first book. This li tag is having the data of second book. This li tag is having the data of third book, and so on up to the last. So what I can do, I can search for all the li tags with this particular class. Simple. So what I'll do, I'll go with the for this particular, inside this I'll find all the li tags with the class is equals to this one for book in this. And if I'm printing the book data, and let me print dashes in between and book.text. So what it will do, it will go to the first div of the first book data and print it. Okay, let me write dot strip so that you can understand in it in better manner, because there are a lot of things that are dot strip. If I'm executing it, so here you can see there are a lot of books one by one. Okay, so this is the data of first book. This is the name, by whom, when it was published, and then there is a dash. This is the data of second book, and there is again a dash, and there is the data of third book. So that means I'm going in the right direction, right? So what we need to do in this particular thing, okay, so what we are going to do now, I'll take this particular thing inside, I'll go in one li tag at a time. Okay, so if I'm going inside at this, so here you can see in each li tag we are having a span tag which is having the cover detail. I'm having a div tag. Inside this div tag, I'm having the first div tag with the result title is going to have the title. Span tag will have the author details. Another span tag will have the details about the publisher. And inside that, we are having two things: how many editions were done, and basically the detail. Let's suppose I want to fetch these three things from all those books. Okay, so what I'll do, first of all, I will go for the div tag with the class result. Simple. Div with the class result. Let's go with it. So I'll go with book dot find the div with class is equals to class result. Simple. So if I'm executing it, here you can see here's the data of all the divs. The first book's div, the second book's div, because I'm writing it inside a for loop this time, right? So what I'll do now, inside all of them, you know that we are having an h3 tag. Inside the h3 tag, we are having details of the author. Okay, and along with that, we are having the author ID as well. Not author ID, this is the book ID. So I want to fetch two things from here. I want to fetch the book details, the book title, as well as the book ID, because every book is having a different ID. There might be multiple editions. Okay, there might be multiple books with the same name, but their IDs will be different. So I'm going to fetch both of them. So what I'll do, I'm printing this. Now how to fetch the title? For to fetch the title, I'll search for dot find the anchor tag. Inside the anchor tag, we are having the data written. So what I'll do, or either you can go inside anchor tag and print the data, or you can search for the h3 tag and dot text. This will give you the data. So if I'm executing it, here you can see the name of the first book, the name of the second book, and so on. Okay, and at the end, just write dot strip as well, so that all the expenses will be removed. And how I can get the data? So I can get the anchor tag, and from that, or dot find the anchor tag, because we are just finding the tags. Inside one tag, if I want to go for anything, like I want to fetch the h reference link, so I can write get the h reference link. What this will print? This will print you the name of the book and the ID of the book. Okay, so what I have here is the book name and book ID. Sorted. Book name and book ID are something that I'm having now. Okay, so let's take book name, or let's call it as title. This is the title, and this is nothing but the ID, book ID. Sorted. So here we are having two things. And apart from that, what else you can scrape? Now you are having an understanding what you can do. You can go to the second span tag with the class book author, and you can do that as well. Simple, right? So what we can do, the author name will be book dot find the particular tag we need to find the span tag with the class book author. Span tag with class. Simple. Span tag with class is equals to book author, and that is it. Will fetch you the details of author as well. Simple. Now, if I'm printing the author as well, so here you can see we are having the author. Okay, but so far here you can see inside that we are having two things. I am having the I, okay, so in the okay, I need to let's print a dash so that I can make the separation. And from here you can see this is the first pen tag, and this is the another anchor tag. So what I'll do, I'll find the anchor tag. Inside the anchor tag, I'll get the reference link. So if I'm going with the dot text directly, I will get the details of the author. Dot strip, you will get the author details. And if you want to go for the author ID, get through author ID, you will get dot find it, but instead of that you will get the id h reference link. Okay, so if I'm printing author and printing author underscore id, let's see if that is working. And here you can see it is working. Okay, so and you can print all the things, and on top of that you can take the data as a list, and inside that list you will take the, like, we'll do something like this. Okay, so data append, I'm going to write all the data. I'll write the title, I'll write the book underscore id. Okay, I'll write the author name, I'll write the author id. Simple. So if I'm executing it, it will be printed. Sorted. And so far if I'm printing data, what will happen, this will print the data of all the authors. Okay, and once that part is done, now let's talk about data frame, how data frame works. So what I'll do now, I'll print df is equals to pd dot read underscore, okay, pd dot data frame. I'm going to create a data frame. Okay, in the data frame I'll pass this particular data list. Inside that list I'm having basically 4 columns. Okay, can anyone tell me what are the name of those columns? What are the name of those columns? Anyone? So the name of the columns are pretty simple. So first name is the title, the second is the author. Okay, the third is the author ID. No, the third is the book ID, and the fourth is author ID. Okay, so once that part is done, I'm going to load the data frame, and if I'm printing the data frame, here you can see the list that I was having early is in the form of a data frame now. So what you can do, you can add different things in this. You can add the addition, and what you can do, you can go to all the links one by one and fetch the things. Okay, now what I'm going to do, instead of author ID, so because we are having author ID and book ID, I can go to all the links one by one and scrape the data. Simple. So first thing is, so here as well, I'm just fetching the data of one page. Let me tell you how I can do the same for all the different pages. So what I can do, here you can see, I can, if I click on link number 2, just keep track of this particular link. Okay, just keep track of the link above. So if I click on 2, here you can see the link is going to change. This is now and page is equals to 2. If I go to 3, and page is equals to 3, and page is equals to 1 is something to start. So what I can do, if for anyhow, if somehow I can change the things a little bit, okay, and basically if somehow I can change this link one by one, okay, means first of all I'll start with 1, and then I'll start with 2 and 3 and 4 and so up to, let's suppose, 100. So I can fetch the data of 100 pages. That's how simple it is. So what I can do here, for page in range, I'll start from 1, I'll go up to 20 of up to 10. Okay, and this is basic for loop. If I want to go for 10, I need to write here 11. Okay. So first of all, it will go to first page, then it will go to second, the third, then fourth, then fifth, then sixth. Okay, so now let's execute it. Okay, only int to string. Okay, concatenate to string so that the first page will be +1, and then the 2, the 3, and 4, and 5. And here you can see we have initialized this data here. It should be initialized up at the top. Okay, so what we have done, we have initialized data. So first of all, I'll go to the first link, then I'll go to the second link. And here you can see this is an important error here. And the important error is author. There might be a couple of books whose author I don't know. So in these kind of situation, I'll pass it in the try and exit block. Okay. So if the author is there, that's fine. If the author is not there, what I'll do in that particular case, I will make that value as none. Okay, and that's exactly what I am doing here. So here I'm also writing try to find the author ID. If we are not able to try the author ID, I'll take the author is equal to np dot none. Why I'm writing all of them one by one in all the different try and block? Otherwise, what will happen? For some users, we might not have title, we might not have the book ID, means author or author ID, but we are having title or different things. Okay, so that is why it, otherwise what will happen, we will basically neglect the whole book detail. So even if there's some partial details there, I'll also take that. Okay, so now if I'm executing it with the data, so just remove some of the extra spaces because it is taking you time. And once that part is done, now here you can see the issue is I don't know how much time it's going to take. So what I can do, I can use tqdm for the same. From tqdm, import tqdm, and here outside range, I can write tqdm. And here you can see, let me write it for 101 pages now. Okay. Now, if I am opening this data frame, so here you can see this time we are having how many pages? 200 rows. Okay, and we went for 11 pages, and you can just go and watch as well. If I'm opening this, okay, in one page, how many books are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Means there are 20 books per page, right? 20 books per page. We went for 10 pages and we are having the data of 200 pages. Okay, now if I want to go for it for 101 pages, 100 pages, execute it. And here you can see this will give you a track, keep on tracking the things. So here you can see 3 pages are scraped, 4 pages are scraped, and so on. Okay, and once that part is done, here you can see I need to wait for 2 minutes so that the whole data set will be scraped of 100 pages. Now, here you can see 100 pages multiply by 20 because we are having 20 books data on each page. So that means it is going to scrape the data of 2000 books in just 2 minutes, right? 2000 books in just 2 minutes. And once that part is done, what you can do, you can take this particular data frame and you can save this data frame as well. Okay, it's pretty simple. You can go with df.to underscore csv, and here you can write the data.csv, and here I'm writing. That's it. If you execute it and go back and refresh it, a new data.csv will be created here. Okay, data.csv will be created just here. Sorted. So this is about how many pages I want to go with. Okay, now I want to make it, let's suppose, a dynamic enough. Okay, so far this is, let's suppose, not dynamic enough because I know I want to go for 100 pages. But if I want to know how many pages I need are in total, okay, how many pages are in total? So to do that, what I'll do, this is why I've told you in the beginning about this page. This page has told you how many works are there, means how many books are there in archaeology. How many books are there in archaeology? So there are 13,104 books in archaeology. Okay, can anyone tell me the formula? Very simple formula. How many pages I need to go with? Okay, to have a Google Collab Pro. No, this is a basic collab. We are not talking about Google Collab. Okay, and whenever you are trying to write the code for web scraping, just give it a try on Google Collab, because if for any reason if you're sending too many requests on the website and the website is blocking your IP, in this particular case your IP will not be blocked because you are writing the code from the server. Okay, now here you can see I've waited for 2 minutes. It's still going to take some time, and here you can see it is going to take some time as well. Okay, now there's one more bottleneck, that let's suppose I know this is how many pages I need to go with, and this is how many time is much time it's going to take. For 100 pages, it is taking, let's suppose, 2 minutes or 3 minutes. 100 pages, 3 minutes. So 1,000 pages, it is going to take 30 minutes. For 10,000 pages, it is going to take more than 300 minutes. Okay, so the time is going linearly. So is there any way we can run the code in parallel? I can do that. I can create 10 different processes in one program, and those 10 different processes will do the same thing. So the first code will fetch first 100 pages. The second process will fetch next 100 pages. The third process will fetch next 100 pages, and we are going to discuss about that as well. Okay, so here you can see once that part is done, if I'm showing you the data frame, so this time data frame is having 2000 rows. And here you can see the data set is there. And I can write df.to underscore data dot, let's take dataset.csv, save it, go back and refresh it. And here you can see this is the CSV file you are having, and now you can download it pretty easily. Okay, so what is the basic formula? How many pages I need to go for to fetch the data of all the books of archaeology? So here 13,104 pages are there, books are there. On each book we are having 20 pages. So how many pages I need to go for? I need to go for 655 pages. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fetch this detail of all the pages. Okay, and let me take you to the actual code which I have written. Okay, so I'm going to this particular code, and I'm basically hoping you will have a basic understanding of how that code works now. Okay, so here you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to the subjects page. What is the subject page? I will go to basically this particular page. Then the subject page, subjects. In the subject page, we are having all the links of different categories. Okay, so what I'll do, I'm going to the subject pages. Okay, and in the subject pages, I'm extracting all the links. Okay, and along with the links, I'm also extracting one more thing. Means I'll fetch what is the link of architecture. So the link of architecture is nothing but subject/architecture. Okay, what is the link of art industry? It is art underscore industry. Instruction, sorry. What is the link of dance? So it is dance. Okay, so what here you can see we are having the links. Now what I'm doing, I'm taking this particular page, and from this particular page I'm fetching all the links. Okay, and while fetching the links, I'm also fetching one more thing, and that is how many books are there in that category. I'm finding the link of dance, I'm finding how many books are there. I'm finding the link of archaeology, how many books are there, and I'm saving it into the links list. Okay, and once I'm having those link lists, here you can see this links list is having two things: the URL of the page and URL of that category, and how many pages we are having. Once we are having that, I'm going through all the pages one by one. Okay, here I'm doing the exact same thing, creating the links and fetching the different details: the title element, the title ID, the author element, author ID, author ID, publisher, cover URL. I'm fetching all the things, appending into the data, saving into the data frame, and saving it with the category. So what this code will do, this code will basically, once you run this code, it will fetch all the details of all the books. Okay, so you can run that as well. And once that part is done, so there are some more things that you can only fetch once you are inside that book link, right? Because there are two things. First is you can go to archaeology and it will tell you all the books that we are having in archaeology. Okay, so you can fetch these details that are written, but there are some more details that you can only fetch only if you are inside that. Only if you are inside this link, then only you can find, okay, we are having the details of rating, how many people want to read in these things, published date in these things. This is something that you can only run for that if you are inside that link. So for that purpose, there's the second link with multi-processing. Multi-processing, simple thing that I've just told you. What if, because I know this is the ideal process, I having the link of all the books, what I need to do now, I need to go to all the links one by one. And once I have gone inside those particular link, I need to fetch the data from those particular links, which you cannot find from the main page. Okay, and to do that, what I'm doing, first of all, I'm cloning this particular repository, because in this repository, most of the details about this data I'm having. If you go to data, so here you can see we are having the list. Ancient civilization, this is a zip file. Anthropology, archaeology, autobiography. So all these files that you can see are different categories in the zip file format. So what I am doing, I'm fetching this particular repository, this particular link I'm fetching. And once that part is done, I am making the directory. I am basically running this particular Python file, which is going to take all those things, zip them, and create a new data frame, one single data frame of all those books. So that means if I am executing this code, okay, simply, so that means if I am going here, executing this code, which is basically I'm cloning this particular repository. Okay, and once I'm cloning this repository, I just want to tell you how the things are working. Okay, so once that part is done, what I'm going to do, a very simple code I'm writing and pasting it here. So if I'm going back here, you can see Open Library Book Scraper is now there. So what I'm doing, I'm executing this python.app.py. What this will do, this will go to the data, go to basically the codes, go to this particular library, go to this data. Here we are having all the GZ files. First of all, it is going to unzip them. This particular code is going to unzip all the files. Once unzip part is done, this particular code will take all the CSV file and merge it into one big data. Okay, so for example, if I'm executing it, this is going to take some time. Okay, but once that part is done, if I'm printing the data frame, you will be amazed how big the data set is. Okay, and as you proceed further in this code, what it will do, it will go to all those links one by one and fetch the data from individual pages. Okay, and in this particular code, what we are doing here, you can see I've imported a library called as multiprocessing. Multiprocessing will help you to run different processes in one go. Okay, so what this code is doing, this code is taking first 1000 in one pages, first 1000 books data as one process, next 1000 is second process, next 1000 is third process, and I'm taking 5 such processes. I'm creating five processes of fetching 1000 data one by one. And all this data I'm saving it my Google Drive. So that's why one code which is here, which is basically to run the code on Google Drive. Okay, so if I'm opening this data frame, so this data frame here, you can see how huge the data is. This is having 11 lakhs, 1.1 million rows. This is the amount of data that we are having. 1.1 million rows of data we are having. Okay, and that is pretty huge data to have. Sorted. So this is how the web scraping part is done, the art of dataset creation. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys are not having any doubt. But still, if you guys are having any doubt, do let me know. And at the meantime, let me share with you some of the resources from where you can learn these things. Okay, like some of the sample codes and different stuff. Okay, so for that purpose, I'm going to my link, and I'm going to share this link with you as well. Let me share this link with you. Here we are having the codes, sharing that in the chats. Okay, so make sure to get that from the chats. And the second thing is uh, this particular repository. So means my GitHub ID. So in the GitHub ID, if you go to repository and write scrape, so there are 21 different scrapers. Okay, image scraping from Pixabay, Myntra product scraper, Swiggy restaurant scraper, Airbnb. Okay, print the print articles. So there are different web scrapers that we are having. So what you can do, you can go to the scraper and check how the code is written. Okay, and apart from that, there are some dataset files as well that you can directly download and start analyzing things. All these datasets are real time. There are real time datasets because you are scraping it directly, right? So this is how the things are being done. So make sure to check that out. There are different ways to scrape the data as well. Let's suppose if you need to log in to your account to go to some detail. For example, if I'm talking about LinkedIn, what will happen in LinkedIn, you need to have some things with you. Like if you want to scrape the data of LinkedIn user or any specific user, so in that particular case, you need to log in first. The page will not open directly. So in that case, you need to write the code that will do the same thing for you. So for that purpose, Selenium is something that you can use. Selenium is a web driver. What it will do, rather than sending the request directly, it will open the web browser and then it will send the request. Okay, and then at the meantime, you can, because the browser is open, so you can log in and give the permission, and all the things will be autonomous to do. Okay, so I'm hoping you are having everything clear. I'm going to share this particular code that I've just done with you as well. Let me share it with you now only. So anyone with this link. So I'm sharing this link with you in the chats as well. In the meantime, if any one of you is having any doubt at any point of time, I'm also sharing my LinkedIn with you. Okay, so you can search on internet, and from here you can find me. Okay, so I'm hoping everything is clear. But still, if any one of you is having any doubt, you guys can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you next time. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel to know more about it. There are some more videos of web scraping on the Geeks portal on this channel as well that you can check that out. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.